everyone. Thank you for having me here at this awesome conference with these amazing energy experts. I'm no energy guru or professional speaker, as you can tell. As Gary asked us to do, I'm going to provide you a little bit of background about Chesapeake Utilities. That's what Eastern Shore is a part of this organization. We have a mix of regulated and unregulated energy businesses. We have natural gas distribution in Delaware, Maryland, Florida, as well as natural gas distribution, transmission. We have propane distribution as well. And we also have a natural gas gathering, processing, and marketing supply in Ohio. We also have a new CHP plant in Florida, which is called Eight Flags Energy. And I know one of my colleagues already mentioned about CHP. Just some quick key facts about Eastern Shore Natural Gas. We are a transmission pipeline company. We're a secondary pipeline. So what we do is we provide natural gas services to large industrial users, local distribution companies, electric power generators, industrials, and also some of energy marketers as well. We serve a mix of customers in southeastern Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Eastern Shore of Maryland. We have 3 operation centers. They're all 24-hour backup, and we have SCADA technology. We have emergency preparedness plans, which includes manual processes, and critical personnel that's also set up to work remotely. Eastern Shore and safety and regulation. Natural gas industry's solid safety record is a result of extensive safety programs overseen by federal, state, and local agencies, while the FERC, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, has oversight in ensuring that pipeline and above-ground facilities are safely constructed and installed. The U.S. Department of Transportation, or DOT, takes over responsibility for the pipeline safety. Once the natural gas is flowing in the new system, the DOT is also responsible for setting this federal safety standards for natural gas pipelines and related facilities. Just to give you a little bit of perspective, Eastern Shore Natural Gas has approximately 455 miles of transmission pipeline. There are 2.5 million miles of natural gas pipeline in the U.S., which is the nation's safest energy delivery system. Eastern Shore in the past 10 years has been awarded 9 safety awards by the American Gas Association for these safety practices. And so I think it's a huge deal, being such a small piece of the pie, that we were able to get such a prestigious award over 9 times. We monitor 24/7, 365 days a year. Remote monitoring of the pipeline to gas control operations, and field personnel are always available on call 24/7. So safety takes priority. Just want to cover a couple of attributes and benefits of natural gas. Natural gas is an extremely important source of energy for reducing pollution and maintaining a clean and healthy environment. In addition to being a domestically abundant and secure source of energy, the use of natural gas also offers a number of environmental benefits over other sources of energy, particularly other fossil fuels. Natural gas is the cleanest of all the fossil fuels. 2/3 of the emissions reduction attributed to the use of natural gas. Natural gas is critical to the reliable and resilient to the grid. I'm also a big proponent in that natural gas has a big harmony between renewables. The growth of natural gas and renewables is interdependent. I know folks are natural gas, why are you here at this conference? That's weird. But because of the fact that they need to work together because of the intermittency of these renewables. So natural gas is more reliant and resilient and can come on more quickly than other sources of energy. Now I can get into the other side. I had to adapt to my panelist here. As Eleanor mentioned, the NY Langone Medical Center, just to give you a case study, after Hurricane Sandy, they did not have an emergency preparedness plan. And because of that, they lost power. They lost almost $400 million in direct losses. And now, as you mentioned, Eleanor, they have implemented some strategies to install a combined heat and power system, go LEED Platinum. And so the proof is in the pudding, where you can see that Texas Medical Center obviously in Texas, is the largest medical center in the world. After Hurricane Harvey, even with the rising water levels, the energy infrastructure operated without interruption from the storm. CHP is a way to generate on-site electric power and useful thermal energy from a single fuel source. The events of Hurricane Harvey showed that CHP was a crucial part of the emergency preparedness plan and help staff at the Texas Medical Center focus on the patient care without fear of losing power. So one of the things I was asked to present, how do we put our optimal energy mix? So it's really based on your business and your needs and your geographic location will determine what your optimal energy mix is. A diverse energy portfolio will ensure your business has a sufficient emergency preparedness plan. If you think these solutions are cost prohibitive, I'm a big advocate of always factor in what is the cost of doing nothing. And that's something that Colby alluded to earlier today. Factor in what that's going to cost you. And the next slide just to show there's a little bit of a wave of the cost, but as you can see, they keep significantly increasing. And with the 2017 losses for the natural disasters that we've had, it's over $333 billion. I think there's a realistic approach that folks can take from a business perspective to mitigate climate change. There isn't a one-size-fits-all solution to approaching climate change. In addition to diversifying your energy mix, I'm going to cover adaptation that is relevant to society and business because physical climate impacts translate into business problems. For example, related to resource availability, safety of personnel, facilities and operations, and market changes. But effects on business will vary widely as well as effective preparation. How do energy managers know what adaptation means for the organization and what changes will be necessary? According to Network for Business Sustainability, there's a realistic four-step approach companies can take to prepare for the climate change. Number one is understand your exposure and your vulnerability to impacts. And you see that's a common theme of the conference so far. Understand your company infrastructure, your personnel, your production plants, operations, supply channels. And as Sanjay mentioned before, look at Puerto Rico. Just the production of IV fluids alone created a shortage here on the mainland United States. I had neighbors that worked at Bay Health Medical Center that were working nonstop around the clock to create these fluids for emergency purposes and had to ration that. Step two, use technical solutions to reduce vulnerability, such as CHP, and start reducing risk by adopting technical solutions to make existing business activities more able to adapt. Step three, diversity to reduce exposure further. Climate-related physical changes could become so great that technical solutions alone will not be enough. For example, impacts could affect production volume decisions so that upgrading facility is not economically viable. Production could be interrupted for extended periods of time, affecting companies' ability to meet contract requirements. In this case, companies should opt for geographical or product diversification, similar to what I just mentioned. Either you have an alternative product or source, or you have a backup geographically somewhere else. Same as we do at Eastern Shore. We have gas control centers in different parts of the state so that if something were to happen in an event, we'd be able to move seamlessly and continue the flow of gas. And lastly but not least, step four, get ready for extreme events and develop crisis management skills. And that's another theme that's been going on. You have to plan. And if you don't plan, then the consequences can be dire. And